Let's get to Bitcoin. You guys, this is unbelievable. Flirting with that record $100,000. We're just almost there. This is after a slew of sort of Bitcoin bullish things came out. First, SEC Chair Gary Gensler says that he will step aside on January 20th. And Trump media reportedly considering a crypto payment service. Scott Martin, Kingsview Wealth Management CIO and Fox Business contributor, is here with more.
And Gap
Scott,
shopper.
All of
and
these
thanks for leaving me out of that conversation, you guys. I mean, what would you buy me? A tank top, bathing suit, Speedo? I don't know. But still.
No. We could buy you that with maybe a Bitcoin. How about that? Scott, all the things I listed with Bitcoin sound bullish. Are you in on this rally?
Yeah, we are. And Taylor, we're in on it for maybe a different reason than most. It's because it's actually acting like a real asset class now, meaning it has its kind of correlation values that are attractive vis-a-vis bonds and stocks and vis-a-vis gold and things like that. And I think, Taylor, when you look at Bitcoin nowadays, it's all the hype, it's all the rage. And so, as you know, with Bitcoin and the finite kind of amount of Bitcoin that's out there, it's kind of an interesting situation where it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. And with all the proliferation of investments that are out there in Bitcoin now, the recent ETFs that were launched, of which we own some of them, it kind of drives up the price on its own, provided there's enough buyers out there to chase it. And once we hit that 100K mark, I think they're going to keep coming in.
You know, speaking on this retail theme, Scott, I know that you're thinking about buying things that are maybe not performing quite as well, like Target, right? That's something that's interesting you right now. Why is that?
Yeah, typically places Brian shops, actually, Lydia. So just looking off of him there because I'll tell you, I think, Lydia, this is one of those issues where it's like the market has overpriced some of these stocks. And some of these stocks have just rocketed up. I mean, you have some of the names on there that have not done very well of late, especially Kohl's, especially Target got smashed the other day. And for our money right now, given that the market has had such a great run, we had this huge hype after Trump got the election and the House and Senate moved over to Republicans. That was something that was kind of overdone. And so when the air comes out of the balloon here, I think the companies that have gone down the most are the ones that will likely hold their value better and rise again versus the ones that are already overvalued and have not fallen yet.
I was more of a Kohl's guy, I think, back in the day, Scott.
Marshalls
I think they sold Ocean Pacific. Remember Ocean Pacific?
I love OP. Tommy Bahama?
Huge aspirational brand for me. Hey, I got to ask you about this, though. We've got the Treasury Secretary race, okay? Kevin Warsh, his name has kind of gone to the surface. They're talking about maybe secretary, and then he moves into the Fed chair role. Do you think he's a guy? How do you read this?
Yeah, I think it's going to be probably Warsh, Brian, because I think he's the safest choice. Scott Bessent's out there, too. Charlie Gasparino was talking about him. Other than sharing a first name with me, don't know a ton about him other than he's a real kind of calm, easygoing guy, but he's kind of almost a little bit banal and boring, which maybe is what we need after what Janet Yellen has or hasn't done. So certainly that's a possibility, but I think Warsh is probably the choice here still just because I think it's the clearest path. And don't forget, too, a little kicker, Warsh is kind of a deficit hawk. So that's something to think about, too, as we go into this kind of, tax and no spend thing, or no tax, no spend. It's kind of like, all right, well, how does he square that circle with regards to how great the Treasury has managed their budget over the last 20, 30 years?
Good point.
And how the bond market may or may not react to all of that. Scott Martin, thanks so much.
See you guys. I'll see you at the Gap.
Right. Good.